Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and being a producer of Wrestle Massacre as well as Inside Movies Galore, I am David Strege, and welcome to Delusions of Grandeur. Enjoy the reviews. I certainly did.
Okay, Dave, that's it. Screw you and your college flunkies. I've had enough of this from you and from everyone else. I know what you guys are trying to do. Break me down, drive me out of the force. Well, it's going to take a hell of a lot more than a lame prank like this to get Curtis Mooney to throw in his badge, so fuck you. Over.
Did you miss me? I guess not.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another exciting episode of What's in My Room. And the first thing I wanted to do is, even though I've got a couple of stacks here ready and waiting, there was a box that I had paid off from a seller that I know. And it took a month to get here because of the pandemic. And I am furious at the UPS for their terrible service. Now, that being said, I'm going to show you what came inside that box. So the first thing I have to show you, and I already opened the box, so don't get me wrong. This is an animated series called Otogi Zoshi. And it looks pretty cool. It's got two different sections, black and white. And on here it says, in all things, perfection is located at the point of harmonious balance between yin and yang. I don't know much about this series. It looks pretty cool. Seems to be kind of a limited box set. And I just wanted to check it out. So next I have, this is very out of print. I paid about $50 for this. This is the original 2-episode animation called Battle Angel, which not too recently in the distant past, it's got a live-action movie adaptation, and it runs fairly similar to the story. I've actually seen it before, but I've never actually owned it. So thank you, my friend, that I got it from. Next, I have the Ninja Scroll, the series. So this is volume 1. It says Dragonstone on it. This has roughly, trying to see if it's got the names of the, okay, it's got episodes 1 through 4 on this disc. And then this one says Dangerous Path. This is volume 2. This has episodes 5 through 8 on it. And then this has episodes 9 through 13. So those are very cool. Cool to get Ninja Scroll the series. I've got the movie back behind me in a small tower thing. Those are from the same person. I'm going to enjoy this series when I get a chance. Next, I have a series that I had not heard of before, but I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it. It's called Hugo the Negotiator. It seems to be a volume set. Looks like some cool art work. Definitely going to check that out. Let's see. Next, I have Vexil, which has something to do with the creators of Appleseed. So, definitely going to check that out. That's the full-length feature. So, I guess it's just a kind of a thing like that. Going to check that out when I get a chance. Never actually owned it, but I did happen to have a backup copy of it for quite some time. Next, a friend of mine from Drunken Master Studios said if there ever was an animation that I was to check out, I should check out Speedgrapher. Well, my friend just so happened to have Speedgrapher, the series. May not have had a box set to go with it, but at least he had the series to go with it. I've got volumes 1 through 6. And that's good enough for me. I don't really need no fancy-ass box set for this series. Definitely some cool artwork for that, so I'm going to check that out when I get a chance here. So bear with me. Next, I have Soul Hunter, the complete collection. This is back when they actually had thick-ass sets. And Soul Hunter is got 26 complete episodes on 6 DVDs. So there are 6 DVDs in this thick-ass set. So this is definitely probably going to take some space once I find the space for it. So whoever he got this from had been collecting for some time, because that's a thick-ass set. Not many people want to carry those thick sets anymore. But you know what? I'm okay with it. This is also from the thick set generation of animation. And this is called Boogie Pop Phantom. And it says Evolution 1 through 4 complete. The shadow follows you within the light and the darkness, inside the black of the soul, and through the pain of existence in the phantom. At least that's what people say. Ghost stories like that can't be worse than the reality of many unexplained murders 5 years ago, though. But there are some that can see past the stories to the truth. Some can see things that are not the truth yet. Still not a lie. There are also some who see the weak and hopeless only as prey. Indeed, capable people are those who tread through life without falling into its many traps. They are the survivors. But now the world is changing. The sky is on fire, and people are once again disappearing. And there are stories of something not quite human stalking in the night. Perhaps something both malevolent and omnipresent. Boogie Pop? For in this world, everything exists. Anything can happen at any time. And everything does happen all the time. So there we have Boogie Pop Phantom. Gonna check that out when I get a chance. So apparently this is a limited edition box set of Demon Lord Dante. And if you look on the side here, it actually says limited edition special collector's box from the creators of Devilman and Cutie Honey. Guy's masterpiece, Demon Lord Dante, includes DVD Volume 1, Dante Resurrects, and I guess it's with a removable tattoo sheet. And it's brand new, hasn't been opened. Uh, um, Next, I have these Genyon. This says Demon Lord Dante, Dante Reigns. This says Demon Lord Dante, Dante Agonizes. And this says Demon Lord Dante, Dante Rages on it. And they're all unopened. So definitely going to check that stuff out there. And the last thing from this box, well, besides a manga, my first actually, is Gravitation. And this seems to have a box set to it. It's got 4 volumes here. It's from The Right Stuff. And it's called Gravitation. It doesn't necessarily have what it's about on the back, so I'm definitely going to check this out. It's called Gravitation. Looks like it might be a cool series to watch. Okay, so that's everything from the box that was television series wise, movie wise, and everything like that. So next I already have this movie in 2 other forms. The first form was the first copy that he was this director by the name of Sam Salerno was actually selling it, and he put my original. He put one of my quotes on his original copy of his film that he was selling. But now he's going around selling this cool ass cover with Severed Cinema's quote on it. And on the back, Severed Cinema has said, "There's so many drug trips wrapped into this blanket of crazy. Ed's journey into Linda's body has to be the singularly most original yet cuddly minutes I've witnessed in some time. Back in the 80s, this would have been a straight-to-videotape legend on the market, spoken by real tacky horror enthusiasts and hated by Fangoria. That is a cool recommendation." Hated by Fangoria? Wow. And the next one is his next feature called Kiss My Asses, which I had not realized was actually out on DVD, and that is fantastic. That is a cool-ass cover. And on the back here we have another Severed Cinema quote. "Emotions can be felt as you view the film. Worth getting a hold of, but be warned, it's nothing like you can expect." And like I said, it's called Kiss My Ashes by Sam Salerno, so definitely check those out. You can find those on Kunikai. Thank you so much. Next, I have a anthology that includes Axmas 2 on it, and it's called Fright Vision. It's another film that has Rebecca Reinhardt reprising her fake German role. I say it's fake because she sounds so fake. It's not even possible to understand her. But in any case, here I have Fright Visions, but it is put together by Fuzzy Monkey Films, Brad Twigg, and I believe that there is a directed short film of his in here. So, but I want to say that this is probably one of his better put together productions. And whatever money was put together with this looks like spectacular on film. So in any case, there we have it, Fright Vision, which you should definitely check out. Next, I ended up putting some money into getting a copy of this film by Fright Meter Films director Troy Escamilla, and I believe he's from Texas. But it's called Teacher Shortage, and it's got Brink Stevens and Deborah Lamb and Tamara Glenn all in the same film, so it's definitely looks like it could be a montage of 80s-ness that I'll definitely be looking to check out. Next, when I originally picked this up from Half Price Books, they forgot to stick the disc in, or they forgot to open it up and tell me that that the disc was not in it. So when I was there again, I went and picked a copy of this film up. See, originally I had ended up having to go to a library, borrow the disc from them, copy it, and put it in the case that happened to have this cover art in it. But I'm glad to have this film again. I rewatched it, and though it didn't have the initial punch that I had when I saw it in the theater, it was definitely a unique film at the time. It was one of Sam Raimi's films. So definitely glad to own this piece of horror thriller. Again, it's called The Gift. And it stars Kate Blanchett, Giovanni Ribisi, Keanu Reeves, Greg Kinnear, Katie Holmes, and Hilary Swank. So, let's see. Next, I have from the previous anime pickup, I have Sorcerer Hunters, the complete saga, or the complete collection. Exciting tales of action and adventure, love and lust, magic and mayhem you don't want to miss. A rose with a whip, a leather-cladded dominatrix, a muscle man, a mystic, and a guy named Carrot, who really takes the cake. In this world, heroes are hard to find. In the magical Spooner continent, 5 would-be heroes are sent by a powerful goddess to keep sorcerers in line. Named for various pastries, these gorgeous girls and handsome guys may be sweet, but they pack a seriously nasty punch. There are the 2 sisters, Tira, a bookish, rosy-haired beauty who transforms into a busty, lusty whip cracker with a toss of her cape, and Chocolate, a sweet treat who can turn into a Garrett-wielding dominatrix in the wink of her devilish eye. Joining these sexy siblings are Gato, a muscle-headed He-Man, and Marin, a delicate but powerful young mystic. But the wild card in the bunch is Carrot, a crazed, hormone-driven degenerate who would rather chase fair maidens than fight power-mad sorcerers, and whose beastly nature often gets the better of him, literally. So here we have Sorcerer Hunters, the complete collection. Next I have, okay, so this is a bootleg of this. This is called Night of the Day of the Dawn of the Son of the Bride of the Return of the Revenge of the Terror of the Attack of the Evil Mutant Alien Flesh-Eating Hellbound Crawling Zombified Living Dead Part 2, I think, in shocking 2D. This I found on eBay, so someone was trying to make sure that this actually got out there still, and I ended up finding the Part 2 for real, which is put out by, let's see, Jim Riffle is the director of these two. And basically what he's done in Part 2, I think, is okay, so this is what it says on the back here. George Romero's classic Night of the Living Dead is turned upside down in this hilarious rip-roaring spoof. Inspired by Woody Allen's What's Up, Tiger Lily, Jim Riffle has taken Romero's beloved horror classic, wiped out the soundtrack, and redubbed it as a comedy. He added a few of his own short gems along the way, including Ed Eats a Donut, Clyde Misses the Bus, and I Thought She Was a Moose. The result is 90 minutes of nonstop laughter. As a Cold Spot Film Reviews describes it, one of the funniest movies ever made, a masterpiece of comedy. So here we have Part 2 and Part 3, Night of the Day of the Dawn of the Son of the Bride of the Return of the Revenge of the Terror of the Attack of the Evil Mutant Hellbound Flesh-Eating Subhumanoid Living Dead Part 3. And in this one, with Hollywood budgets commonly climbing over the $1 million mark, one man has decided to put a stop to this nonsense. Filmmaker Jim Riffle has started a project company that will produce instant cinema classics for under $100. That's right, $100. His first film is already done, and just to prove he's serious, he has challenged Steven Spielberg to a contest. Riffle has put his $99 movie, Night of the Day of the Dawn of the Son of the Bride of the Return of the Revenge of the Terror of the Attack of the Evil Mutant Hellbound Flesh-Eating Subhumanoid Living Dead Part 3 up against Spielberg's $200 million bloated sci-fi epic War of the Worlds. I can make a more entertaining film for $99 than that guy can for $200 million, claims Riffle. Has Riffle succeeded? Check the movie out with supercala.com. Calls Laugh Out Loud Funny. Epinions.com says is a relentlessly inventive masterpiece of absurdity. And Reeling Reviews simply states is hilarious. Next I have Mark Burns' next movie called Remnants, and it says The Past Everlasting. APP, Observe Productions Pictures, presents a new approach to the paranormal genre. Trapped between the worlds of the living and the dead, remnants are a violent memory burned into a space. These remnants may be good or bad, just as in life, but what happens once these memories between worlds are set free? In the paranormal epicenter of Gettysburg, wealthy businessman Snap Nimzer, Jim Crute from Dawn of the Dead, invents a new business clearing. Remnants from our realm with a crew able to see these lost souls. All the while, just below him, a portal separates the human and remnant worlds. When a professor, George Stober, Attack of the 60-foot centerfold, discovers the portal breached by a new threat, a serial-killing clown, Snap's group draws ever closer to remnant world to relive John or escape the past. But entering this realm between worlds demands the intruder pay a heavy price. DVD cover art is by Chris Clark. See all other works by absurdproductions.com. So there we have it, Remnants. Next, I had not had this movie yet. It is Brian De Palma's The Untouchables, and this has Kevin Costner, Charles Martin Smith, Andy Garcia, Robert De Niro, and Sean Connery as Malone. And Robert De Niro plays a very convincing Capone. Next, I have Everyone Must Die, directed by Steve Rudzinski. A pattern of similar killings occurs, leaving small towns aghast with grief and suspicion. When the massacre left Kyle's sister dead, he vowed to solve the mystery behind a gruesome pattern of slaughter and find out where this seemingly death-proof killer will strike next. Join us as this tale of gore spreads from town to town, person to person, and kill to kill, leaving everyone safe, leaving nobody safe, actually, because after all, everyone must die. So, next, we have 3 different versions of Wuthering Heights. So here I have Anna Calder Marshall and Timothy Dalton in Wuthering Heights. This one was from 1970. Then I have Merle Oberon, Laurence Olivier, and David Niven. Samuel Goldwyn presents Wuthering Heights. This is the first adaptation that I remember hearing about of the Wuthering Heights story. And, of course, then we have Juliette Binoche, Ralph Fiennes, and Paramount Pictures presenting Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights, which is the story of a young man who grows up in the household of a richer man, and he falls in love with the woman that was supposed to be his sister, or stepsister, and his brother-in-law just doesn't have it throughout the years. And as the films progress, sometimes the brother-in-law has a son, sometimes he has a wife, sometimes he has neither. So, but it all takes place at this plantation home called Wuthering Heights, and some of the locale is spectacular throughout. But the narrative of his story is told originally with a man showing up on a cold wintry night, and he sees the ghostly hand of a woman calling after the man who owns the house. See, the young man, he ends up going away and coming back a rich man, and even though he has come back with fortune, he is still not accepted into polite society because he was not born into the royalty of it all. So it's kind of an interesting film to see in each adaptation. Next, I have 2 films that were put out by Shudder. The first is Prevenge, and this one is directed by Alice Lowe. Ruth's misanthropic unborn baby speaks to her from the womb, coaching her to lure and ultimately kill her unsuspected victims, struggling with her conscience, loneliness, and a strange strain of prepartum madness. Ruth must ultimately choose between redemption and destruction at the moment of motherhood. Directed by Alice Lowe and starring Gemma Whelan of Game of Thrones and Katie Dickey from Game of Thrones. Prevenge is a pitch-black, blood-soaked comedy. All right. The other one is another one of those Walmart secret titles. So at first glance, it says The Orphans, But Walmart was so damn scared of the damn original title that they had to hide it. Because originally it was called Satan's Slaves. Ooh, so you don't want to call Satan out or say anything with Christ in it, as we know with a Christmas story, a Christmas horror story. They had to place it as being said as called a holiday horror story as an anthology, because they could not say the word Christ. I certainly can. But that is why I ended up picking up from my buddy Jake adaptation, and for $3, I didn't mind this one. It was directed by Spike Jonze, and it stars Nicolas Cage, Meryl Streep, and Chris Cooper. So there I have adaptation. Next I have, so this is the series of High School of the Dead, and that was a 12-episode thing. And then I have Drifters of the Dead. This was just a goddamn weird. It didn't know whether to be serious or sexual. So I loved it. I had a lot of fun with it. Definitely check out my review on the series. But it's High School of the Dead, the series, and basically it has that OVA or whatnot. Next, I have a Blu-ray with Rose McGowan and Rosewood Lane, and a copy of White Noise: The Light on it. Now, I know I probably have Rosewood Lane somewhere, but I did not have the White Noise, so that's why I chose it from my friend. This was a couple of times ago. I had never seen these documentaries, and I found the Paradise Lost documentaries from acclaimed filmmakers Joe Berliner and Bruce Sinofsky, the makers of Brothers Keeper and Metallica, Some Kind of Monster. This landmark documentary series begins with Paradise Lost investigating the gruesome 1993 murders of these Arkansas 8-year-olds and the teenagers accused of killing them as part of a satanic ritual. From real-life courtroom drama and clandestine jailhouse interviews to behind-the-scenes strategy meetings and intimate moments of grief-stricken families, the filmmakers were granted unprecedented access to all the players involved, capturing the events as they unfolded. Berliner and Sinofsky returned to Arkansas 5 years later for Paradise Lost 2 Revelations, updating the story and delving deeply into the shocking aftermath of the trials. Winners of numerous awards around the globe, the films have inspired a new generation of documentary filmmakers and sparked the international movement to free the West Memphis Three. Paradise Lost and Revelations tear the lid off a notorious murder case, offering a portrait of the American justice system that is by turns terrifying, heartbreaking, and mesmerizing. So here we have Paradise Lost, the collection. I know it's on DVD, but you know what? I love DVD, and fuck you to all you Blu-ray fanatics. Though I don't mind Blu-ray, like here I have MVD Rewind collection. I have My Samurai, which is directed by Fred Duresh, and when young Peter McRae, played by John Calo, witnesses a gang murder, he is thrust into a dangerous world where strength and power are the keys to survival. His only hope is young Park, Julian Lee from Assassin's Code, a powerful martial arts master with a gift for destroying any opposition. On the run from the gang and the police, young Park must teach Peter the secrets of self-defense and inner strength. From one action-packed sequence to the next, Peter learns about courage, force, and himself, so that he may confront the ultimate challenge of his life. My Samurai is the solo directorial debut of Fred Dresch, after making his mark as an assistant director on such cult classics as Final Exam and Singenure, and boasts a supporting cast that includes Mako, Conan the Barbarian, Terry O'Quinn from Lost, and Bubba Smith from Police Academy series. So there we have My Samurai. Next I have Santa with Muscles. The film is got famed Hulk Hogan. Muscle-bound Blake Thorne has made a vast fortune marketing health food and health supplies. He once was a nice fellow, but as his wealth increases, he becomes increasingly self-centered and decadent. One day, he gets in a great paint gun fight that goes too far. Blake escapes the cops by running into a shopping mall, quickly donning a Santa suit and pretending to be St. Nick. A head injury causes Blake to suffer amnesia, and an opportunistic elf decides to convince Blake that he is indeed Santa. This leads Santa to help save an orphanage filled with adorable Muppets from the machinations of a greedy, insane doctor. I have not seen this, but I have heard a lot about it. Next, I have a Blu-ray of Escape from LA. And here I have Mind Games from MVD Rewind Collection. And it's directed by Bob Urey. Maxwell Caulfield from Grease 2 and Empire Records stars in this taut psychological thriller from director Bob Urey. Yari, producer of the Academy Award-winning Crash, about a family's battle for survival against a cruel, scheming stranger. Trapped in an unhappy marriage, Dana Lund, Edward Albert from Galaxy of Terror, and his wife, Rita. Sean Weatherly from Police Academy 3, Back in Training. Try to breathe new life into their relationship by taking a trip through Northern California with their 10-year-old son, Kevin. Matt Norrero from Roseanne. Along the way, they pick up Eric Caulfield, an amiable hitchhiker who's a psychology student. But Eric's charm masks the fact that he is psychotic. Sensing that the Lund's vulnerability, he decides to take control of the family, then destroy it through deceit and emotional manipulation. At first, the Lunds are easy prey until they realize they become victims of a bizarre reign of terror. They begin to fight back in a desperate attempt to save themselves from Eric's madness and perverse mind games. So there we go. There we have Mind Games. Next, we have A Psycho's Path. Quentin Rampage Johnson is in this, and it says no one is safe. And the film is directed by Rocky Costanzo. The residents of Brownsville don't know it yet, but their small, sleepy town is about to be awakened by death after apprehending a drifter for brutally killing a young woman in nearby Brookdale. Captain Peters receives orders to transport the man to a mental institution. But when this psychopath takes out the hospital staff and escapes, he continues his murderous rampage, and it's up to Peters and his small police force to hunt him down and stop the carnage before the psychopath strikes close to Peters' home. A Psycho's Path. And next I have No Mercy. film with Richard Gere and Kim Basinger as they sizzle in a Syrian action thriller, A Passion and Murder, No Mercy. Gere stars as Eddie Gillette, a tough, uncompromising cop whose vow to avenge his partner's death draws him into a torrid affair with the only witness, the murderer's girlfriend. Basinger and the sultry Cajun beauty Michael, caught in the war between Gere and vicious crime lord Lasado, the man who possesses her. Gillette's vendetta takes him from the streets of Chicago to the violent underworld of New Orleans, where he abducts Michael to flesh out Lasado. He escapes into the treacherous bayou with his unwilling captive, but as their pursuers close in and the danger mounts, so does their lust for each other. Out of time and out of luck, Gillette confronts Lasado in an explosive climax where there is no mercy. So there we have it. I think that is all the time that I have for today, folks. So thank you for listening. Have a great day, evening, or morning, wherever you are. Appreciate your time spent here on the page. So thank you. Thank you. If there is anything that you have in your collection that I have, let me know so that we can share stories and swap and have good times. So I just enjoy sharing some of the stuff that I pick up, some of the stories that go along with some of those pickups. So thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of your day, evening, or morning, wherever you are. And thank you for watching, and enjoy.
You were good, kid, real good. But as long as I'm around, you'll always be second best, see?